What if the Earth spin reversely? Imagine waking up one day and discovering that the Earth is still spinning, but now in the opposite direction. East becomes west. The sunrise happens where the sunset used to be, and the entire rhythm of our planet changes forever. The Earth currently spins from west to east, which is why the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. If it suddenly reversed, the sun would rise in the west and set in the east. That alone would completely alter our perception of time, direction, and even history. But the consequences wouldn't stop there. Earth's rotation affects everything from weather patterns, ocean currents, ecosystems, to human civilization. A reversal would reshape the world in ways we can barely imagine. The most immediate change would be in the Coriolis effect, the force created by Earth's spin that influences wind and ocean currents. In today's world, hurricanes spin counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. With reversed rotation, those directions would flip. This reversal would also change global weather systems. The trade winds that blow from east to west across the tropics would instead blow from west to east. That means deserts, rainforests, and monsoon regions would all shift their locations. For example, the Sahara Desert might transform into a lush green region. While the Amazon rainforest could dry out and shrink into grasslands or even desert, regions that are fertile today might become barren, while deserts might bloom into fertile land. Ocean currents would also flip direction. Today, the Atlantic Ocean's Gulf Stream carries warm water from the tropics toward Europe, making Europe much warmer than it otherwise would be. If Earth spun the other way, Europe could freeze, while Western Africa and South America might receive warmer waters. This would completely reorganize climate zones. Countries built on predictable climates would suddenly find themselves facing drought, floods, or even ice ages. Agriculture, economies, and food security would be thrown into chaos. The animal kingdom would suffer too. Many species have evolved to follow current wind and ocean patterns. Migratory birds, sea turtles, and whales rely on these cues. A reversal could disorient them, leading to mass die-offs and ecosystem collapse. Human civilization would face similar challenges. Cities built along coasts have grown with the benefit of predictable currents and weather. A reversed Earth might flood some regions while drying out others, forcing billions of people to migrate. But there's more. The Earth's spin also influences tectonic activity and the shape of the planet. Reversal might not immediately break continents. Over long timescales, the stress could change fault lines, earthquakes, and volcanic activity. Day length would remain the same, about 24 hours, but our concept of direction would flip. Navigational systems, compasses, and GPS would need total reprogramming. East and West as we know them would be completely redefined. Culturally, the reversal would shake human traditions. Ancient civilizations built temples, monuments, and calendars based on the sun's rising and setting. A sudden reversal would make centuries of astronomy and mythology obsolete overnight. Religions and philosophies that revolve around the East symbolizing beginnings would face dramatic reinterpretations as the sun began to rise in the West. Humanity would need to rewrite its cultural identity. In terms of planetary defense, reversing Earth's spin would alter how asteroids or meteorites enter the atmosphere. Instead of hitting mostly the Western Pacific, impacts would shift toward the opposite side of the globe, changing where disasters are more likely to occur. Air travel would also be affected. Today, airplanes take advantage of jet streams, which exist because of Earth's spin. With reversal, these jet streams would shift, making some routes shorter and others far longer. Flight industries would need to redesign global air routes. Even human health could be affected. Our circadian rhythms, deeply tied to the cycle of day and night, might struggle to adjust to the psychological shock of seeing the sun rise in the west. Generations would need to adapt to the new normal. Technology might help us survive, but the economic cost would be enormous. Farming regions would collapse, industries would relocate, and entire nations might crumble under the stress of environmental upheaval. In a sense, reversing Earth's spin would be like creating a whole new planet. Ecosystems would be rearranged, civilizations redefined, and survival would demand adaptation on a global scale. Interestingly, computer models have been created to simulate a reversed Earth. They show that the Sahara would become green,
Hey.
The Amazon would dry up, deserts would bloom across Asia. These models prove just how dependent life is on the direction of Earth's spin. Mars and Venus spin differently than Earth. Venus even rotates backwards compared to most planets, the sun rising in the west. Studying them gives us a clue of how life might adapt under such reversed conditions. But unlike Venus, Earth has life because of a delicate balance of spin, atmosphere, and oceans. Flipping one piece of that balance would threaten the entire system. So, what if Earth spun in reverse? The sunrise would change, weather would flip, deserts would bloom, oceans would swirl differently, and human civilization might collapse under the weight of adaptation. Earth would be recognizable but alien at the same time. This thought experiment reminds us just how fragile our world really is. The direction of Earth's spin may seem trivial, but it shapes the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the very survival of humanity.